Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bitcoin Show. Today is Monday, July 22nd, 2019, and I'm glad to have you guys here. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to get started. I want to open up the charts right here, and let's take a look at this article here. Bitcoin's parabolic movement expected this week. Will bears override the bulls? Details. Well, I'll tell you what I think. I don't think that a push upwards in the price of Bitcoin is going to happen this week. I think they're wrong about that. I think during the week this week, we're going to struggle to maintain these prices that we have right now. Sort of going to set up a buying opportunity for you guys, I think. This is, I'm going to say again, not financial advice. Do not invest more in Bitcoin than you can afford to lose. So, if you get a little bit extra money in your pocket, you don't know what to do with it, you maybe thinking about going out and buying lottery tickets with it, that's fine, but certainly don't go out and spend more money than you can afford to lose on this. But, here's the thing. This parabolic movement in Bitcoin that they're expecting this week, I don't think it's going to happen. But, I didn't say that I don't think it's not going to happen soon. I'm going to tell you when I think it's going to happen, but not this week. It says Bitcoin has been somewhat stable without its usual display of high volatility in the last 40 hours. Bitcoin keeps swinging within a range of prices, albeit some cryptocurrency analysts believe that the King of Coins would soon showcase its unusual high volatility feature, which could end up being retrogressive of its present price status. Bitcoin investors, especially those with bags full of digital assets, perpetually dream of daily price increases, while traders don't always care about where the price goes, but only on their short-term gains with technical strategies. It says consolidation of Bitcoin is taking a lot longer, and this is a possible sign that its next move could be plunging devastatingly below or surging significantly above. This has severally come to play, and the same could still apply as regards to its price movement. Well, here's the thing. They're basically telling you they don't know whether it's going to go up or going to go down. But I'm going to put shed some light on what I think is going on here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin today, right now. Right now we're looking at $10,281. It's been moving downwards over the course of the day. I could see it staying in around this range between 10,500 and 9,500. Maybe even moving down into the high 8,000s, 8,900 maybe, over the course of the next week. I don't see it plunging in price. I see it more or less consolidating in around this price range, or a little bit lower than this price range it is now. But here's the thing. I think Bitcoin is starting to move with what the Fed does, with what the Fed says, what the Federal Reserve says, and what the Federal Reserve does. I think it's starting to have an impact on the price of Bitcoin. And what we're expecting is, come the end of this month, which is, just let me see here on the calendar, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more days. 31st, the end of this month. They're likely to lower interest rates by 0.25%, which is 25 basis points. And I think this is going to be the start. As soon as they do that, I think Bitcoin is just like the Dow Jones right now, is not going anywhere. It's waiting to see what the Fed does. I think Bitcoin's doing exactly the same thing right now. I think it's waiting. It's in hold mode. I think gold and silver went into hold mode. I think everybody wants to see. Now, see, the Federal Reserve, over the past few months, 6 months, 8 months, they've been talking a big game about how they've become dovish. How they're gonna. Donald Trump started it. He said that the Federal Reserve, right now, he said, should lower interest rates by 50 basis points and go back to quantitative easing. Well, they didn't do that. But all this talk about them lowering rates has put a spring in the step of the market. The market is bouncing along now. Bitcoin's been bouncing along too, you know. If they don't chop a 25 basis point rate hike on the end of this month, the market has already priced it in. Bitcoin has not priced it in. Okay? So the market probably won't go up that much. But we're getting ready. We're getting closer and closer every day to the next leg up in price for Bitcoin. And I believe that next leg up is going to take us to $16,000. Okay? We're getting closer and closer to it. If the Fed makes the rate cut, I think that's the signal that Bitcoin's going to need on the 31st of this month. That's what I think. I think that's going to be the signal. Could be wrong about that, but I think that Bitcoin hasn't priced it in yet, and that'll start a movement upwards. And once that energy starts to come into the market again, pushes the bears down, then moving in to August, probably for the first week of August, even into the second week of August, we could see the Bitcoin bull return and take us up to $16,000. I think this is a very distinct possibility of this happening. Let's see if I get the call right. I would say that I'm probably 60 to 70% chance that I'm right about this. Better than a 50-50 chance. I think it's better than a 50-50 chance. Let's take a look at market capitalizations right now. Where is my Bitcoin market cap? Here. Let me see. Where's my Bitcoin market cap? Yeah, here it is. Bitcoin market capitalizations. You know what we're looking at today is 282.7 billion with a Bitcoin dominance of 65.3%. Now, you remember I was telling you guys about XRP. And I think this was back about a month ago or something. And XRP was like 41 cents a piece. You know? Now, none of these other coins have moved down significantly. Ethereum is still around $217. Litecoin is still about $100. Bitcoin Cash is still over $300. But look at XRP. XRP's taken a significant cut. 32 cents. And it was 41 cents. You know, and XRP is totally dependent upon the banking system in the system out there using it to transfer money. Plus, they've got 50 billion of those things stuffed away. So, this doesn't turn me on to XRP very much, you know. I like Litecoin much better. With a hard limit of 4 times as many as there are Bitcoin. That's not very many, really. So Litecoin should be 25% the price of Bitcoin. It's not. That means Litecoin should be $2,500, more or less, you know, and it's only $95. I think it's an undervalued coin. What I think you're going to see in the end is I think you're going to see XRP move in first to XRP and Litecoin change positions. And Litecoin be in XRP's position. And I don't think it's that long from now either. And then later, I think you're going to see Litecoin threaten Ethereum's position. And in the end, I think you're going to see Bitcoin and Litecoin standing together at the top of the pile. And I think you're going to see Litecoin move into a position where it's worth more percentage of a Bitcoin than it is now. So I think Litecoin and Bitcoin together are going to run and establish the Lightning Network. So this is going to be fantastic. The amount of traffic the Lightning Network is going to be able to carry. But the thing is, I don't think it's going to carry very much traffic from Bitcoin, because I think Bitcoin is only going to be used when people want to move large amounts of money very quickly. I think most people are going to leave their Bitcoin sit in their wallet as a store of value. I think that's what Bitcoin's on its way to becoming, a store of value to replace gold. And so if I'm right about that, you're going to see transaction volumes. People aren't going to use it to buy a loaf of bread. They're not going to use it to buy a coffee in the end. They'd have to be nuts. So they buy a cup of coffee with their Bitcoin this week, right? And it turns out 2 months from now, it was the most expensive cup of coffee they ever bought. You know? So anybody that's spending it to try to make normal transactions to buy things with, in the end, they're going to prove to be foolish, because Bitcoin's just going to keep marching up in price year in, year out, year in, year out. And as it marches up in price, you're going to see transaction volume slow. And so 7 transactions a second is what Bitcoin can handle. In the end, you're going to see that it doesn't even need 7 transactions per second. 1 transaction per second will probably handle a Bitcoin network in the end, because it's just, there's going to be so little movement. And the only time it does move is when somebody's sending 1 or 2 Bitcoins, and that's like sending $10 million now. You know, and that's the way it's going to work in the end. But Litecoin is going to handle more normal transactions, and it can handle much more heavier load of transactions, and it sends them much faster across the network. So I think that the Lightning Network is going to be used with Litecoin more than Bitcoin. And Litecoin could possibly see an awful lot of transaction volume on the Lightning Network, and it's going to basically subsidize Bitcoin. So what people are going to do is, when they do move Bitcoin, they're probably going to move them out to buy Litecoin, and then use Litecoin to transfer the transactions back and forth across the network. Because it's going to be interchangeable. The Lightning Network is going to be interchangeable between Bitcoin and Litecoin. So you think you're going to see a Bitcoin Litecoin establish themselves as coins of high value, very, very high value. And then what you're going to see is these other coins vie for the positions of being a way to purchase things. You know, coins like going down here on the list, Dash is one I could see. You know, these other coins like Monero, and there's a lot of them in here that can be used for transferring with small purchases, I should say. You know what I mean? And their value of those other coins might stabilize very good relative to the value of Bitcoin, ultimately, in the end. That's where I think we're going. Anyway, listen, thank you guys for listening to this report, and we'll catch you again very, very soon. Bye-bye, guys.